So what I'm going to show you today is something that really gets on the, well, grinds the gears of many Canadians. And that's somebody who tells you what to do while saying, don't copy what I do. So does it make sense that people fly around the world? Justin Trudeau's one has flown 60,000 kilometres in the space of a month just to talk about how we shouldn't drive our cars to school, or we shouldn't drive our cars to work. How is this guy going around preaching what the rest of the world should do when he's not doing it himself? It's just ridiculous that this goes on in the world. Not only him, but other world leaders. When we had the big flu thing that went down, and people needed to talk to each other in other places, we would use Skype, or we would use FaceTime, or we would use computers. Why, if the climate is such a based thing that it's the most important thing for Justin Trudeau, why is he not saying, look, I'm not flying there. Do you realise how much carbon I'll use flying there? No, I will be on the screen. I will show the world that I am not gonna. It just shows that. It just shows that all of what they're talking about, what he's going to say in a minute, all of what they're talking about is just BS.
We're delighted to have Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. It's widely known that your government has been a leader on climate action, both at home and overseas, right?
Well, first of all, we've known for decades now that in order to build a strong economy, we have to be protecting the environment. The challenge we're facing right now is that the direct pressures on individuals and households, the affordability crisis, that being kicked in the teeth by inflation around the world over the past few years. It's really easy when you're in a short-term survive. I got to be able to pay the rent this month. I got to be able to buy groceries for my kids, to say, okay, let's put climate change as a slightly lower priority. We can't do that.
So what does he expect people to do? If you're going to put the world's emissions before feeding your family and going out to work, that's what he expects Canadians to do, and that's why he's going to push up the carbon tax every single April Fool's Day of every year that he's in power. That's why we need to get rid of this guy. Absolutely ridiculous that he would say that. He would say that you have to put the climate before your children's food, and before you feed your family, and before you go out and you work for a living to pay taxes, to pay for this guy to fly around to tell you to not to not burn fuel. What? It's crazy that we're even talking about this guy doing this, flight 60,000 kilometres in a month. It's ridiculous that he's doing that. Ridiculous. And ridiculous that they're all doing that just to tell us not to drive our cars, and not to heat our homes, not to feed our families. It's absolutely outrageous that these, no words for this guy at all. Other than it's time for change.